Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and happy spring! I'm so excited for this new season and that winter is finally over. But for today's video, I wanted to quickly catch up with you and show you some of the preparations I've been doing because my workshop schedule for 2024 has been announced. I will add it here so you can see the photo, but we're going to be having a bunch of different workshops and different locations. I'm actually most looking forward to teaching my first set of classes here in Berlin. After 2 years of living here, I've always been like nervous to host workshops, so I'm really looking forward to be hosting them in partnership with MUJI, Deutschland, MUJI Germany. So I will show you the new products and new workshop materials rather that will be part of the kits. So every year I try to do a refreshed version, and last year I was really rushing to finish it because I had a very chaotic year. This year I feel like I'm a little bit more slowed down and I have most of the things figured out, so I just did more of like cheat sheet refreshes, and I'm going to take you along as I pack the workshop kits for my upcoming workshops with MUJI. If you'd like to check it out and if you live in Europe or want to take a trip to Berlin, I highly recommend it. Make sure to check the link in the description for more info to sign up. We still have slots for April 13 and 20, and let's see how it is once that gets sorted out. Hopefully I'll get to teach more regularly at MUJI. But yeah, apart from that, I also want to share April's Happy Mail. The theme is Capture Everything. And for this month on Patreon, I have I feel like this is my favorite mail so far. It's film themed, film photography, film camera. So this is a sticker sheet, it's clear sticker, and it's included in this month's mail. And you can use them for obviously for your journal covers, for like decorating your iPad case or whatever gadgets you have. And then it comes with this capture sticker, and this was a collage that I did, a spot collage that I did a couple years back, and you probably will see it in the Art of the Travel Journal book. So yeah, this is going to be the April mail. I do hope you check it out and join my Patreon. It's the best way you can support me and this channel. For now, let's head to packing, and I want to show you a walkthrough of some of the basic materials I provide and a couple of other things that I include for every workshop. For packaging, I try to be as minimal as possible. For the MUJI workshops, I'm using the craft envelope that is from MUJI. The size is just right for the sizes of the materials that I'm including inside my journaling kit. And I love that it's craft, so it's fully customizable. I did like seal it with my washi tape, the washi tape I designed, and then later on I plan to like stamp something just to have a little bit more design on it. It's also really sturdy, so there's not much I need to do except just to add the contents. I want to show you what's inside every journaling kit and how it differs from creative journaling and travel journaling. So I offer two classes. There's creative journaling and there's travel journaling. And the main difference is that when it comes to creative journaling, we're talking about journaling daily, daily life, a wide variety of topics that you can use for journaling. And I think most people start with creative journaling. And then travel journaling focuses more on documenting about your trips, which is more specific to, let's say, cities or a vacation or a holiday. So if you don't travel as much, it's not as something that you would prefer doing compared to creative journaling, where you can do it regularly, and it's something that is a day-to-day activity that you can do as part of your creative practice. So these are the creative journaling kit inclusions. So for the creative journaling workshops, we start with a cheat sheet. This is a cheat sheet right here. It's basically like a 4-page zine including some journaling topics and what to expect when it comes to creative journaling in general. And then I have a sticker sheet here that is more daily journaling themed, as well as a print. So the print is usually an extra, and I try to use up some of the previous Happy Mail that I had. And also I like to match it with whatever the theme is. So this one is like writing and daily life, so I thought it would match there. And since my mail is also limited every month, I don't release this, like I don't have one big drop of all of these products. And it's always nice to include them in the workshop materials because I'm pretty sure most of the participants don't have these yet. And then I also add a vinyl sticker. So this is the vinyl sticker for the creative journaling one. It says capture. So for creative journaling, it's really more focused on the art of daily journaling or like documenting your life. So I want to hone in on that when it comes to the kits. So last year I collaborated with Everyday Explorers Co. on a mini bookmakers club kit, and it was themed everyday journaling. So I thought to use one of these as the kind of main stamp for the creative journaling kit so that I can also easily distinguish it compared to the travel journaling kit, especially because the envelopes look the same. So I think I want to use this one. It's really, really nice and very quintessential journaling themed. These are clear stamps, so they're very portable and handy, and they stick really well with the plastic. So I'm just gonna put it right in the center, and I'm using the 𝚝𝚍𝚘𝚅 Cypress Brown ink. This is one of my favorite colors. It just captures the details of the stamps really well. Let's do a trial one so I can see how it looks like. Probably here. Oh, that looks really nice. Yeah. For my travel journaling workshops, we have the same setup. I call this my starter kit, where we have a sticker sheet, we also have a cheat sheet, and a print. And these might look familiar because they're either posts on Instagram that I share or photos of my journals. But we have a travel journaling sticker sheet right here. It's kids cut as well. And then this is my cheat sheet, where it's more focused on travel journaling and documenting while traveling. And what I love about these zines, they're very lightweight, so you can either insert them in your journals or bring them to your trips. And it's always like a nice handy guide whenever you run out of ideas. And then this is a print of my travel essentials. So yeah, it's included, as well as the sticker. So obviously we're going to have something travel themed. So for this series of workshops, we're gonna use the post box right here. Again, this changes frequently. The only thing that probably doesn't change is the cheat sheet and the sticker sheet, but the others are rotating depending on the workshop, and I really like that because it adds a lot of variety. I'll show you later on how the community materials are set up for some workshops, so you have an idea on what the other add-ons are for specific classes or specific venues or cities that I'm teaching in. Let's get to packing. want to use this roll of tape. This was actually my first washi tape design. It's called En Route, and it's pretty obvious that it's travel themed, so it'll be easier for me to differentiate the packaging. So we'll just pop that in. These are so handy for packing because it just cuts by itself. And designing this washi tape, I was heavily inspired by these like seals that you see with packaging and with traveling, like current, I think, like, you know, priority envelopes, like do not stack or keep dry. So that was the inspiration behind this particular washi tape design. I remember still hand painting these. Back then there was no Procreate, so I was just painting all of these one by one and scanning them, and then I photoshopped it and sent it to printer and just crossed my fingers that it worked out. So we did a rerun sometime in 2022. That's why it's here, and it's really one of my favorite designs still. Now for the travel journaling workshop, I wanna have something travel themed, which comes in handy because I have a lot of travel stamps also. This one was my design for Everyday Explorers Co. Mini Bookmakers Club August 2022, and it was travel themed. It's called World Traveler. So to add it to the similar theme of just an illustration, I'm gonna use the suitcase one. And let's see how it looks like. I like having a bit of design so that it's easily, you know, distinguishable, and also it's just nice to have. Just want to quickly show you some of the community materials and add-ons for specific workshops. So for MUJI, we have a couple of stationery items that will be available for use, such as these foldable scissors. We also have glue stick and some tapes that can be used for decorative purposes. The idea behind community materials, or just having a set of materials that can be used, is so that everyone can share and get, you know, some samples, and with that it's just easier to also have an idea if you want to get a full roll of washi tape, for example. This one, funnily enough, I also have my own roll. This is a washi tape. I like using this for photos because it actually cuts automatically. So you can see there are some perforations. So if I wanna, you know, get like this thick, get this long, I just, you know, pull it out and it cuts really straight, and it really is nice. I also have a bunch of stationery, unsurprisingly. So that includes some of my PET tapes. I'll be able to do some cutouts like these. And it's like, you know, a buffet where you can use them, as well as I have some postage stamps of Berlin. These are leftovers from, I think this is Berlin in Germany. These are leftovers from a Happy Mail I did sometime in November, where it was like letter writing themed, where we had fountain pens, and then I had like old postage stamps. And then I also have a bunch of my own washi tapes that can be used, so you can take samples and you can try it out. Again, it's less committal, and then you can also like have a fun experience browsing through a bunch of stationery. I also brought a couple of stickers that could be of use. Some, you know, Japan themed ones. These are like super old. I've had them for a while, but I never got around to finish using them. But they're world maps, so they're also great for travel journaling. I also have a couple of stickers that can be used for daily journaling, such as these like prompt ones that I'm gonna scatter and add to the community material slash stationery buffet. For other workshops, for example, for M. Lovewell's workshop in LA in June, special addition to the travel journaling workshop is the 𝚼𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑 sticker book. So this is a sticker book I designed and it was released in October 2023. It's available at select stockists worldwide. But apart from that, it's a great addition to any travel journaling. You know, if you're gonna go traveling, this is obviously my copy because it's already dented and it's used, but it is really a great accompaniment to your trip. I made it pocket size. This is like B6 slim, so you can take it with you on your adventures. And then this one is, I've never talked about this zine, but this zine is called Documented, and it's like an experimental project that I've been working on. Last year I released this. It was like a starter issue, maiden issue, and this year I plan to do the second issue, which I'll release at 𝚝𝚑𝚍𝚘𝚘𝚅 Stationery Fest and SF Pen Show. I will think about probably including it at the SF Pen Show workshops, could be. But this one is basically an exploration into analog documenting. It also shows a couple of things that I've created and also my recommended materials, as well as the back part has like a collage cutout area. But I'm not gonna do that anymore because I realized that it's too precious to cut it out. But I also added this and it was a limited release. I enjoyed the small quantity release because for me, it's always just a special addition to if you've joined my events or if you chanced upon meeting me at the pen show, and then you can avail of a copy of this. So yeah, I think that's mostly it for the community materials. For MUJI's workshop, we also have some pens and recommended items that are included in the roster. So I am really looking forward to hosting that workshop and also showing you some of my recommended and personal favorite items from MUJI, because I actually use a lot of MUJI for my stationery stash, and it's really useful for journaling and for planning, and so I'm really excited to be partnering with them. So these are the finished kits. So now they're easily identifiable. Here on the left is the creative journaling one, and here on the right is the travel journaling one. These will be the starter kits for all workshops, and if you want to get one yourself, make sure to check again the link in the description on the schedules and see if you have a fit and you can attend any of those workshops. I hope you enjoyed that cozy packing session with me. I actually find packing therapeutic, partly because it allows me to do something very mundane but also kind of count it as work. And sometimes I put on like a TV show or like a movie and usually finish it by the time the movie is done. But yeah, I also do this every month because I pack the Patreon mail, and sometimes I bring friends along to do it with me, and it's been a fun activity. But in line with that, I wanted to share like some little updates, because usually on YouTube I'm always like putting out one video, next video, and I feel like I don't really stop and like chat with you guys about things. But I've had a thought about what I really want to do content-wise. Don't worry, this isn't like I'm quitting YouTube kind of thing. It's more like I want to hone in more on some of the other things that really inspire me as a creative person. And instead of telling people that I do journaling, I do journaling, but there are other things I also do, and I feel like it encompasses more of the idea of two things, which is documenting and exploring. It was so funny when I was thinking about this. Last year, I came out with the zine called Documented. It's a zine that I included in my workshops last year. This year, I think I will include them in probably the US workshops because they will be launched in the US. But apart from that, I was thinking about like the idea of documenting, because that's always been the core of what I do and not just journaling. And documenting can come in many forms. It comes in this video format or an illustration format, photography. I do film photography as a hobby, and also illustration, photos, and of course journaling is part of that. And I don't want to limit myself to just journaling. And when I was putting that together, my first mantra when I first started my career was like 2014, 2015, so almost 10 years, is ABC, which is also what I call, like, it's my shortcut like nickname, ABC. And that stands for always be creating. But I was like, oh, so now is it always be creating, documenting, and exploring? So it's ABCDE. No, I did not plan this. It just happened to be that way. So I was like, oh, okay, I kind of dig that. So yeah, just wanted to share with you that you might see some experimental videos on here because I consider myself to be too curious, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just like to follow my curiosities, and I don't like limiting myself to doing just one thing. I remember when I started to do more journaling, I was really, really nervous because I feel like that's what happened when I did hand lettering, where I kind of milked everything, and like towards the end of it, I found no joy in doing lettering. I am good at it, but what's being good at it and monetizing something that I don't feel like my heart is in anymore? And with journaling, it just opened up a lot of opportunities for me, but I also didn't want to feel so confined within the pages of journals and even brands of like a specific type of journal or notebook. So I thought about it, and I'm like, I've been traveling frequently and it's part of my creative process, but also I don't want to be a travel creator. I just want to be someone who is known to love documenting about their life and not really figuring out anything, just enjoying that part of it, documenting life and travel. So I do hope you stick around because that's what's going to be happening. Yeah, not much changes. I think I'll still do a lot of cozy journaling videos because I enjoy them, and I guess you guys too. But yeah, just thought to share with you that piece of info as I'm slowly moving towards different goals, and also being able to teach again has been something that I'm really, 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 really grateful to be able to do, especially after the pandemic, because during the pandemic, I thought of doing online classes, but I just didn't have any mental capacity to do it and didn't want to do it just for the money. I'm so particular with things like this because when I know that I do things for a certain purpose that doesn't just fully serve me at its core, I do know that the work I deliver is very half-hearted, and I don't like doing that. I'm very, very deliberate person, and I think that reflects strongly in the type of work that I do and what I share here on YouTube, on Instagram, on Patreon. So yeah, I think that's it for a little update. Thank you so much for watching, and see you whenever, or online, or in one of my workshops in the future. And always be creating, documenting, and exploring. That's a handful. I'm gonna workshop that term, but always be creating. Bye.